I'm back, and this is the 32nd video in which I pretty much have all of my artifacts crafted, which is what I did last game. And now that I have my imposite fruit ready, I can now consume that on my tiger and then show you guys how I build my pillar for real this time. So pretty much with the formation pillar, you want to have the same skills as the formation auxiliary, and you want them to be really strong defensively, and you also want them to be really strong offensively. So what will make a disciple really strong offensively is for them to have a high amount of chi recovery and a high amount of artifact chi recovery and a low amount of chi capacity, and you also want them to have a high artifact power. And you want these stats because the artifacts steal chi from the cultivator, so the lower the amount of chi that the artifacts have, the less chi they're taking away from the cultivator. And then also artifacts can't really defend the cultivator once they run out of chi, and they can't do anything until they come back up. So basically, if this artifact was to run out of chi, my cultivator would lose 3,600 chi, and then they would start to recover chi at 525 per second. So with that being said, this artifact would take around 7 seconds to fully heal up and then be ready to start defending my cultivator again. So you just want to have this really low, and you want to have this really high, and you want to have this maximized out. So for the most part, I'm going to be looking for manuals that increase my artifact recovery, manuals that increase my total max chi, obviously, and I also want to increase my damage reduction, and I want to increase my artifact power. And then I'll also be thinking about also increasing my spell power so that I can get my cultivator in a situation like how I have this guy who has Vitality Chant, which is able to heal 70k chi, and they only have 59,000 max chi, so I'll be able to hopefully continuously heal up my cultivator as they're fighting. So that's what I'm going for the pillar. And then besides that, I'll also want to max out protect, and I want to max out their artifact mastery. And artifact mastery does add a little bit of artifact max chi, however it's not so much that it would be detrimental, and I would still recommend that you max that out if you can. But for the most part, I'm not really pressed to max out artifact mastery because sometimes I'm just starved on inspiration, but in this case I have 93 Eureka Pills, so I'll be fine with that. And then as far as formations go, every disciple can fit 4 disciples in their formation at a base level, right? However, once you start to increase the formation level, you can increase the amount of disciples that you can have in your formation by 1 for every 4 levels. So that means that the size of your formation increases by 0.25 per point of formation level. So right now, this guy is at formation level 10, meaning that they can hold 6.5 disciples, right? So if I want them to be able to hold 8 cultivators, then I need to get their formation level to be 16, because I'm going to add 4 more disciples to that. So besides that, I'm also practicing the 7 slaughtering sword, and there are some tier 2 manuals that I want to consider getting, or they're higher than tier 2, but basically they're higher than tier 1. So there are some manuals that I can't learn in the manual pavilion, so I'll have to basically make sure that I get those too. So as you can see right here, this killing intent, this right here increases base artifact power, which is really good. And then I have this sword control, which increases artifact chi recovery multiplier, which is really good. And this stat is very important because it increases the speed of which your artifact recovers its chi back. And only 7 slaughtering swords get this additional amount of chi recovery multiplier, so that's what makes them really good for artifact power. And then this manual right here will increase the number of artifacts. However, a lot of these manuals also increase, well, the first manual also increases the artifacts total max chi, and I don't want that, so I will be actually using sword ultimate instead of demonic aura, because this one doesn't increase the artifacts total max chi. And then besides that, I also don't want self sort, so these guys can't even coexist, so you have to pick between one of the 3, and I would just pick sword ultimate because this is the side that doesn't increase artifact max chi. And then besides that, I want strike chant for sword, and I don't really care about this because the flying speed is whatever. And then I'll also not want to get the cleanse chant. So that's pretty much where I'm at. And let me just go into this manual pavilion and start to favorite these manuals. So I'm going to click favorite just so I can see the ones that were added from when I had my herb cultivators leveled up. And let's just search up Match Chi Plus and start with there and just look at the ones that I don't have favorited. So because my cultivator is a primordial spirit cultivator, I'm going to be less likely to want to buy these or to get these manuals that increase Match Chi by a small amount, for even if it only costs 2 attainment, because like a 50% increase in Match Chi is not a lot once you're a primordial spirit. However, if you're doing this before Golden Core, then it could be something that you would want to get, because you want to get as much Match Chi as possible before Golden Core. But after Golden Core, you kind of just want to be efficient, because like missing out on 50% Match Chi is really nothing when you can get like 2,000% or 5,000% from something else. So let's just also look at these manuals. Base Match Chi plus 20%. I'm just gonna favorite these manuals. Let's just toggle on the ones that I can learn right now. And then like this is 75% Match Chi for 9 attainment. I don't think I'll want that. I definitely do not want to get 30% for 12 attainment either. And these metal cultivators have a different element, so they're counteracted with a lot of these manuals, because a lot of these manuals that are increasing Match Chi are fire, which is sad. So I'm going to be trading off a lot of inspiration to learn these, and this is why I like to have mainly my cultivators just be earth. But I was just curious about using the 7 slaughtering sword disciple, because I just haven't used one really as like a main guy in a big run. So I'm just doing that just to do it basically. And I definitely don't want to reduce my mental state. 10% base chi for 18 attainment is not worth it at all. So even these manuals are like kind of questionable just because of how expensive they are. So besides that, you also want to increase your number of artifacts, and you can really only get this if you have the Wu-Dang DLC. This one is also really expensive, so Sword of Truth. And then I'll also want to learn some manuals that increase my artifact recovery, my artifact chi recovery bonus. So this is an unorthodox manual that I unlocked from whatever. I probably transcribed the manual and got this, or transcribed the unorthodox law and got this. So I'll just go through these. This reduces artifact chi recovery, so I never want to take anything like this. And then this is the one that I want. And this one increases chi recovery really good. This one increases Match Chi and reduces chi recovery, so I definitely don't want that. This increases artifact Match Chi. You don't want to increase artifact Match Chi from the manual pavilion for sure. Artifact Match Chi. And I don't want that, but I do want the self-sword one, so that I can get those extra manuals from there. And then besides that, I want to search up artifact power, and then pretty much just hopefully get everyone that doesn't add artifact Match Chi. So this is artifact power, and then this is really important because it reduces your base artifact Match Chi. So this is like one of the most important manuals for Xiandao cultivators, and so is this one right here, Sword of Oblivion, which you get from Wu-Dang DLC, which will reduce the Match Chi bonus by 900%. So these are like really important. Like if I had to choose between only learning 2 manuals, it would probably be these 2 right here. So artifact power bonus, don't want Match Chi. I'll take this one and this one. Oh, not this one. This one increases Match Chi. This one increases artifact power by a significant amount. And then Match Chi. This is artifact power bonus, artifact power bonus. This is the one that I got from Emerald Summit. Artifact power bonus, barrier power bonus, and spell power bonus. That's nice. Artifact power bonus, and then this is artifact power bonus. And even though these things are extremely expensive, I'm really confident that I'll be able to learn all of these manuals just because I have so many Eureka Pills. So then, besides that, let's see, I have artifact Match Chi. I got artifact chi recovery. Now I need to search up chi recovery for the cultivator, which I'm sure I have all of them favorited already, because I learned those manuals on my earth cultivator. So I'm just going to double check the ones that I don't have favorited. which is fine. And then finally I want to learn some spell power manuals, and I also want to learn Vitality Chant, of course, but I think this guy already has Vitality Chant, so let's try to search that up. Yeah, so he already has Vitality Chant, so I just want to max out my spell power bonus. But I want to be a little bit careful with it, simply because I don't want my spell power cheat cost to be too much. So like these friendship manuals, they're really good for increasing spell power. Now this one increases it by 800, so these are all pretty good manuals. 800 again. But I don't want to go too crazy with the spell power bonus ones. Sunstream Chant. And this base spell power bonus is really big boost, so that's something to consider. And then this one increases mental state. But this is one thing that started to get like really expensive, to the point where I'm wary to favorite them, because I don't want them to get in the way of me learning these manuals that I will be using for artifact combat. So let me actually unfavorite anything that's like too expensive. So anything that's costs more than like 12 attainment probably is too expensive for me right now, in terms of like just being careful about what I'm learning. So as you can see, I pretty much have all of those manuals learned. So let's search barrier power. There's really nothing that I want to learn here. Maybe this Terra Force, but it's not too much of a boost. So yeah, that's pretty much the difference between the pillar. And then there's also some battle spells that you might want to learn, or spells that do damage. And then there's some other ones that heal, like Heavenly Panacea. This will heal like multiple teammates, even though it doesn't heal for too much. And then you can get some spells that will increase your protect, like Spirit Shield right here. So this increases their shield, so this could be really good. And then of course you want to get something like Chaos Void that attacks all enemies, so that just so that you ensure that you keep aggression on all of your enemies. So let me just see. But those are mainly just for utility, honestly. And of course I don't have any battle spells, but I did get this Primordial Spirit Law, which is based on spells. So let's see what this one is about. So this one does damage to the closest enemies. Okay, so this one right here does damage to visible enemies and has a low cooldown. So I think I do want to learn this manual right here, but it is a fire manual. So all of these manuals will cost 3 times attainment for our Metal Cultivator. So maybe I'm just second guessing it because of that. Anyways, now that I have everything favorited, it's pretty much time for me to consume these Eureka Pills. So let me just double check to make sure that this guy has the best branch buff. So this guy is a distressed sect leader. So let me actually take off the disciple that I had. I think it was the Earthless Farmer, right? Yeah, they're already a Primordial Spirit Cultivator, so I don't need them to be in a branch anymore, because I won't be cultivating them to Demigod, I guess. I mean, I could, but that's just not what I want to do right now. Right now they're at Cognition, so I would have to get them 2.5 million Inspiration and then a lot more after that. So I'll just continue this guy's mission and then have them collect that Gemstring Cave. So then the first thing that I want to do before learning these new things is unequip these talismans right here, and then equip the Heaven Shrouding and the Silver Prosperity Talisman. And where's the Silver Prosperity? It's probably right next to it. Yep. So now this guy has their attainment reduced to 69, and then let's see, what else do I want to equip? I would definitely want to eat the Empazi fruit, but I'm just thinking about some other things. So their mental state is not at 95, and I need a pristine mental state to get the most inspiration out of me eating these Eureka Pills. So I'm going to put a Story Talisman on them. so that I can maximize their inspiration gains. And then besides that, as you can see, their practice expertise now has 39 stacks, and that they're at a learning speed bonus of 453.8%. And then besides that, I think I also want to go to Mount Tiger Paw to steal from them. But let me just see, because this guy's still crafting artifact. Okay, I won't steal that piece of clothing that I could use to also increase their... I just don't know how this interaction will go. Like, how does that work? Because they're in the middle of doing something, but they're also crafting. Alright, let's find it. Let's find out. And I don't have to use my demigod to adventure to locations all of the time. However, it's just there, so why not? So I decided that I really didn't want to steal as much in this gameplay because I wanted to show like how to do beginner things, but I think we're getting past the point of me showing you guys beginner things, and I'm getting into like a lot of late game activity. So I think in the last run I did show you guys how to steal for how to show how I would get the Heaven's Breath early game on other runs. So this is another item that I really like to steal. It's this Hillfall Aura Armor. It increases your learning speed of your cultivators, and this is the only other item that can increase learning speed in the game besides the Silver Prosperity Talisman. So this is just like super important. So I'm going to move forward with stealing this item. So as I mentioned earlier, Mystic Unity Sect is really easy to steal from. You just have to click on the middle tile on this structure right here, and then you just click on this corner, and you'll be able to like automatically teleport through the walls, you know. So it's pretty much just an invisible pathway if you just have it like this. And then you can do the same thing on the other side. So like you pretty much just have to wait for these elders to leave the room, and then you can just pick up the items and leave. So as you can see, I have the gray eye now, so that means I have less than 2.5% chance of getting caught. And now I can pick up this item. And then I could literally loot all of these items, but I'm just going to pick up like 2 items just to keep it simple. So now I have this armor that's going to increase my learning speed whenever my cultivator equips it, and then I'm going to use the invisible pathway to get out of here. So I'm kind of just abusing the fact that I know that it's like a glitch. And then I'm going to leave, and then I'll have that armor for my disciple to be able to furtherly increase their learning speed, because I just want to get as much inspiration as I can from these Eureka Pills. And then besides that, it should be somewhere around here. It's called Hillfall Aura Armor. And it's right here. And I also like to rename this armor just to make it easier for me. So I just rename it to Learn 1. So whenever I want to increase learning speed, I search up Learn, and then it's here. And yep, you can definitely rename items. Ah, and they're still artifact crafting. Interesting. I wonder if that just paused what they were crafting before though. So I'll have them equip this item too, and watch their learning speed go up or down because they left the branch. But once they go back into the branch, their learning speed will be up. So now they're at 514%. And then I could even take it a step further by refining these items, these Eureka Pills, to further increase the amount of inspiration I would get from them. So I could show you guys the difference between that. And this is like something that you would do if you were pretty much rich in Anguish Soul Gems, but I wouldn't recommend it, honestly. But I'm just going to show you how much, or I just want to see for myself how much inspiration I would get, honestly, out of curiosity. Just had to refine it 3 times. Now I have this tier 12 Eureka Pill, and this one right here is tier 9. So let's see. Right now I'm at 800,000 inspiration. Mental state is good, and their learning speed is at 514%. Let's see how much inspiration I get from 820,000, and now I'm at 2.3 million. So what was that? That was a difference of 1.5 million, right? So now what happens if I eat this tier 12 one? I'm just curious. Wow, that gave me 2.7 million. So that was almost double. Interesting. So that makes me kind of want to refine all of those. But, you know, I'll just stick to the script and just keep it simple for now, because let's see. I need to calculate how many anguish gems I need to use actually. So I actually created an Excel sheet for my gameplay to be able to figure out exactly what I need. So let me just load this up real quick. So a couple of days ago I created this Excel sheet, right, to figure out what I need, and I want to fight the dragons. So for my pillar, I'm going to have them have a dark armor talisman, a sharp sword talisman, and a spirit sword talisman. And then my auxiliaries will all have a tier 12 dark armor talisman. So I just created this Excel sheet just to kind of like figure out exactly like what materials I need in terms of serenity soul gems and anguish soul gems to refine all of these talismans. And for heaven armor talisman, they just increase protect. So I'm just going to keep those at tier 6 because they're not as serious as having the dark armor talisman. And then the water armor talisman is the same way. So I can actually go ahead and create those talismans right now because they don't need any materials. And luckily I now have 71 sacred talismans, so I'm good to just craft these right now, and I don't really have to worry about my serenity soul gem requirements because I have so many sacred talismans at this point. So I'll have this guy create. I have 8 disciples right now, and I have 7 auxiliaries. So I'm going to create the heaven armor talisman and the water armor talisman because the dragon does water damage. So those are the defensive talismans that I'll be creating. And then besides that, I also created this Excel sheet so that I can like change it. So if I have like 2 pillars, then it would like repopulate this and then add like an extra line. Then like if I added like I wanted to do a tier 12 talisman, then it would change the amount of refinements that I need. So as you can see, the extra talisman refinements I need is now 60. So if I change it to tier 12, then it's going to say that I basically need 6 more anguish soul gems to get another one of those. So let's change this back to my current settings. And right now, this is my setup. And then this was also based on like my artifact crafting situation. And as you can see, I had it as base tier 4 when the base tier was really 3, right? However, I don't even need to refine any artifacts because I've already done that process. So right now I'm really just working on figuring out how many refinements I need for the talismans. Ooh, I need some water. That brought me back to life a little bit. So besides that, I know that I'll need to refine. I do have 1 tier 12 dark armor talisman already, so that's 6 less. So let me just take this one off and then just work with what I have over here. So I need 54 anguish gems to be able to refine all of the sacred talismans that I want to be tier 12. And then I also have these talismans already, so the heaven shrouding and the civil prosperity talisman. So I don't need to do refinements for the extra talismans, which are these extra tier 12 talismans. So I really just need to focus on the normal talisman refinements. So based on that, I can also write down my player inventory. And currently I have 63 anguish soul gems and I have 7 tribulation ash. So if I just enter this in, the serenity soul gems don't really matter because I already have way too many sacred talismans. So I'll just mark down my anguish soul gems, 63, and then my tribulation ash that I have is 7. So my materials needed, this is actually being calculated by using this column right here, I14, sorry, which is using this number right here, which is considering the sum of everything that I need. However, I just need to use the sum of the talisman requirements, since I pretty much just know that I have the other things already ready. Like, basically, I already have enough sacred talismans. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm just going to be refining talisman. I'm just going to be refining talisman. So, the amount of anguish gems that I would need would actually be this number right here. It would be my total anguish soul gems subtracted by the total amount of refinements I need. Oh, the opposite way around. It would be the total number of refinements that math is hard. See, this is why I create Excel sheets though. So it'd be my total number of refinements subtracted by the total amount of anguish soul gems that I have already. So right now, as you can see, I have 9 extra anguish soul gems right here. I also need to add in the tribulation ash that I had to. So I'll reduce this by 70 actually. So now that means I have room for it to Specter refine things 16 times. And I think I'll use these 16 extra anguish soul gems that I have to refine, like, I'll use 3 on the sun pills. So I'll do 3 sun pills, which will cost 9. And then I think I'll just leave it at that. Basically, I'm fine with just that. But besides that, everything else should be good in terms of refinements. And then I have been refining everything with just Mile 1, but honestly, I have all these other disciples that could be good for refining because they have good match G. So I'm going to learn Specter Refinement on all of my disciples now. That's just something that you should have like really early game. The more disciples that you have that can do Specter Refinement, the better. And then this guy will need to consume a Eureka Pill. And this guy will need a Eureka Pill. And then this guy will need a Eureka Pill. So this is pretty much what happens when you just have so much inspiration. So I do have the Tier 6 Civil Prosperity Talismans for these guys. So I'll just have them equip this to just keep things pretty simple. So my 1 through 7 will equip these Civil Prosperity Talismans. And then let's just ensure that they're actually being used. So I'll just remove the Departing Shadow Talisman on them. So 5, 6. And just also make sure that they all have good mental state. Mile 1 is good, they already have it. And then Mile 2 is learning, Mile 3 is learning it already. I think it started really with Mile 4. So I think it's really just Mile 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm just going to wait a little bit and then see who hasn't learned right now. So it's 5, 6, 7, and then 4. Okay, that's good. So then I want to make sure they eat in here. And then Mile 4. Okay, so 7 is going to the manual pavilion, and then everyone except for Mile 6 is going into there. So I think Mile 6 just has really bad learning speed. Okay, so now they're going to the manual pavilion too. And now I can really begin to refine these talismans by refining them with 8 disciples at once. And I need to I need 9 tier 12 talismans, so I really only need to do this for one iteration now. So this is just the power and just having multiple disciples that can do these refinements at once and not like waiting for things. So I'm just going to refine this 6 times. And how many sacred talismans do I have right now? I already have 1, so I'm actually good after this first iteration. So I'll also have this guy refine these. And we're pretty much getting ready for war, guys. We're getting there. 7. And now I can just mass Specter refine things. Six of these. And then 6 of these. So this is kind of just getting my whole sect pretty much ready in terms of tier 12 talismans. So I actually did get sidetracked by that, but I mean I already explained how to build the pillar and I favorited everything, so I'm just gonna move forward with learning things on my pillar now. But I just wanted those to be out of the way so that I could create a proper save file now. So I'm on day 145. So I'm going to create this save file. 145 learn pillar. So this is the save file that I would go back to if I were to mess up on my inspiration. So let me actually save scum that file. So as you can see, I have the save file right here. I'm going to go into my folder and then paste this. So now that I have that as a safety measure, and I can always go back to that and even go back to that if I want to practice some more. And I'm always going to keep telling you guys, always make a save file before you do anything crazy. So let's just check this guy again. They have 5 million inspirations, so let me start off by learning things on the skill tree. So I'm just going to max out their protect. Oops, I messed up actually. I do have that imposite fruit that I want to eat first so that I can reduce my inspiration cost initially. So I'll feed my imposite fruit to my 7 slaughtering sword tiger, and you can watch their attainment. Now it's 13, and they also have 64 condemnation. But honestly, 64 condemnation is not too much. It's really nothing to be worried about, especially if you're using it for a pillar or someone who won't be doing tribulations. So let's move forward with adding some more protect. This guy has a cap of 31 protect, so I'm just going to go all the way up to the cap, and everything is super cheap now that I've reduced their attainment by 64. And then I also want to go forward with increasing their artifact mastery, but as I said before, artifact mastery will increase your artifact max chi bonus, which is something that you want to be more wary about. So just be careful about that. But I think Spectral Swordplay and Sword of Oblivion will do good. And this goes up to 26. And now, since I'll be using the 8-man formation, I need to get this to level 16, because 4 times 16 is 4. Or 4 times 4 is 16, sorry. I need to get this to 16 so that I can have add 4 more extra disciples. And then if I wanted to move forward, I could also increase their spell power, which would reduce their spell cooldown reduction. So I think I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that now and then just see how much inspiration cost I'm looking at, because having a low spell cooldown is really good. And your spell cooldown will only reduce if you have the mod that's going to reduce spell cooldown. So let's see. I'll just name this A spell. Just in case I mess up. But that imposite fruit really helped me out. So basically, if I increase their spell skill level to 22, then I'll have 22 reduction in my spell cooldown, meaning I can be able to spam my Vitality chant because I have that mod from Iguana's like spell level fits basically. Otherwise, it won't have any effect. So I'm going to increase this to 22. Then I'll just roll back if it turns out to be like way too expensive. But honestly, the most important thing that is the Vitality chant manual, so you do want that to have as low cooldown as possible, since that will have your disciple like just full healing consistently. So now time for the fun part. Just go to favorites and just learn everything like crazy, since I already favorited everything that I wanted to learn. Earthbound Chi. This is only 50 match Chi, so I don't think I want this. Heavenly Panacea, it's not that good, however, it's cheap for me, so I'm going to get that. All of these manuals are pretty cheap. I should be getting meticulous revisions first, but it's kind of too late at this point. Okay, let me not be lazy. So meticulous revisions, you always want to get that one first, because that's just going to be the cheapest thing. Then I don't want Spell of Impurity. Then I do want all of these other manuals right here. Goddess of Garing's Blessing. Okay, so I pretty much have everything up to what I need to learn, or I have as many manuals as I can learn at once accepted already. And I'm just very paranoid, so I'm always like double checking, triple checking my guy's learning speed and things like that. So let's move him over to the Cultivation branch, where he'll start to get bonuses, and then have him eat like 10 Eureka Pills. I'm going to do 12 just because they have 20, so then I'll just have 10 more left over here. Let's watch their inspiration go up. Okay, it's going up at a good rate. Ooh, 17. God, 17 million inspiration. It's pretty good. And then this guy is in need of help. You know what I'm going to do. So chant. So now that my tiger has 17 million inspiration, they're going to start learning from the manual pavilion, and hopefully these things just don't get like ridiculously expensive. And then once I start to get these manuals and can learn their extra manuals, I'll start to learn those next. But for right now, I'm just learning everything in attainment order by using the mod that sorts everything in the manual pavilion by attainment order, which is the best way to learn them and the cheapest way. Wow, this guy's taking a long time to learn these manuals. Their attainment is starting to skyrocket. Okay, so they learned everything with no problem. So let's see where their stats are at right now. Their artifact match cheat bonus is still 2,300. Oh wow, they only use like 7 million inspiration. So it looks like I have everything that I need in terms of the tier 2 ones. Everything besides self sword. Or actually I want sword ultima, not self sword. So I'll just keep going until I get sword ultima. So I'll just go back to my favorites. And then where's sword ultima? Ooh, I had self sword favorited. I don't know why. That was actually a mistake on my end. So I actually wanted to get sword ultima. Ooh, that was scary. I almost ruined my whole setup. Let me just double check that again. Yeah, so I don't want self sword. because it's increasing artifact max chi. I just want Sword Ultima. So let's go back to favoriting, and I'm just going to keep learning everything until I get Sword Ultima. Let me also just kind of be more thoughtful. I don't want this one. This is cool. This is cool. Goddess Grain Breasting. Because I still need to get down to the like really expensive manuals. 35 base mass chi for 9 attainment. I don't think that's worth it. And chi isn't really important. Like the thing that's really important is so that you have that ratio and your vitality chance is healing enough. Grand Chariot, and then Sword Ultima. So I want to stop at Sword Ultima because I want to learn all of those tier 2 manuals that are really great. I pretty much just call anything above a tier 1 manual a tier 2 manual. But it's really like tier 2 and up. Oh nice. He finally actually like conformed to our sect. And they have a water based artifact law, I think. Or a spell law. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, these are some interesting spells. I like this one because it does damage to visible targets. So let me actually have one of these, this type of transcribe this law. I'll just transcribe like all of these laws that I have as extra laws. And typically in other games I would also like steal laws from sects. So that's really good too. This guy is still going in the manual pavilion. Oh, it looks like they ran out of inspiration. What in the world is costing 4 million chi? Ain't no way. Okay, there we go. I was like, no. These manuals are not costing 4 million inspiration at this point. Okay, so he barely was able to learn everything. So let's just have them eat some more of these Eureka Pills. I'll have them eat 11, and then let me just double check my secret talismans. As you can see, I have 7 right now. I think I needed 9 secret talismans. So I'll just Specter refine like 2 more. You can really never have enough tier 12 talismans. I'm actually going to do 3 more because I want to try out the Sacred Sword Talisman also. Are you guys Primordial Spirit? Because I would love to recruit you to my sect. Okay, this guy has 62,000 and 20,000. Okay, these guys aren't even worth looking at, honestly. I don't want you guys. Easy money, man. Easy money. I'll put him on kill mode again. Let's see. I know that one of them didn't get killed. Okay, so he's dying and this guy is dying too. So let me just soul inquiry these guys so that I can get some extra unorthodox manuals, hopefully. Nice. So I got this guy's law, which is a metal law based on spell power. So this could be something that I could use. And then let's see. A manual. This is the one from before that recovers teammates. But the other one was called like Asher. Okay, so that does damage to the closest target. You don't really want those single target spells, they kind of suck. Okay, now that this guy's back to 17 million inspiration, I'll learn these extra manuals. So sword control, increase my chi recovery multiplier, and then killing intent to increase my artifact base power. And then I want Crush Chant 2, which will increase artifact power. And then of course I want Sword Ultima, which will give me an extra artifact that I'll be able to control. So now my cultivator is able to have 2 artifacts, and their stats are looking like this: 27,000 artifact power bonus, and then their max chi bonus is still 2,300. So I'm assuming they just didn't get to the 2 manuals that reduce artifact max chi, or at least this one right here, which is sort of Oblivion. Wow, this costs 2 million at this point. Okay, I don't want this, and I don't want this manual for sure. Duality and Mortal Body. This is a really good manual that increases Protect, but I'm thinking, like, do I need it? Yeah, I probably don't need it because I'm already at max chi sense, and that will only increase Protect by 3. I don't think that that's worth the cost. So let me actually unfavorite this one. I definitely want this. I definitely want this right here. This is pretty good. This is good. This is trash. This is great. This isn't that great, but any artifact power you just want to get, period. Just because, like, it's very limited, so you always want to max that out. And then of course I need Sword of Truth to increase my number of artifacts. So I'm thinking I might need like 40 million inspiration for these guys. So I'll need to do the same thing, which require me to move these Eureka Pills over. So let me go to my other Eureka Pills and then move them over. And then if I start to like really needing them, then I guess I'll just refine them, honestly. But for now I have 64, so I'm thinking that if I have this guy eat like maybe like 40 Eureka Pills, then I'll be good, but we'll see. Let's just do 24 for now, because that should give me like, what, 34 million inspiration. Okay, we got some more Serenity Soul Gems. Yeah. So he's at 38 million inspiration. But this is pretty much how you make the ultimate cultivator in terms of like the best stats for an cultivator with just the orthodox attainment that you have. And then the more you kill invaders, the more manuals that you'll unlock that increase artifact power. So this guy has 4 million inspiration, and they can't learn manuals yet. Let's see. Wow. These things are getting expensive. Okay, I only have a little bit. That costs 9 million to learn. Wow. 10 million. Whew. I really need this, and I really need this. And then this increases artifact power by 1500. So yeah, this is like me really going like above and beyond, honestly. Where did those Eureka Pills go? Why did someone move those? Because I unbanned them? Okay, let's put them back in the trade area. And then how many anguish gems do I have? It's not a lot. It's not a lot. Yeah, I really can't do anything but refine the Sun Pills unless I start to recruit more disciples for the Hellgate. So I think I'm just gonna go forward and just hope that these 40 are enough, honestly. We're just gonna have to go broke. This is what happens when, you know, the agency is just, they take time to start to generate millions and millions of inspiration. So this is what you have to do early game. And then this is the type of guy that's like really late game. Like, I really won't need any disciple besides this guy, so it's really okay to be spending this much time and resources on a cultivator like this, just because of how powerful they'll be. So let's see. I want to check the wiki actually to see how I increase my number of artifacts. Let's go artifact combat maybe. artifact, combat. Let's see, number. Nope, I can't find it. But I'm pretty sure that I have everything. So this guy has increased the artifact number of artifacts by 1. And then I could get this demonic aura manual to increase my number of artifacts by yet another number. However, I don't want to get that right now because it increases artifact mass chi, and I'm just really trying to avoid that if I can. So this guy has 63 million inspiration. Come on. Come on, I should be able to learn everything that was on that list. Come on, guy. Come on, pal. Come on, friend. We're rich over here, right? Oh, nice. I think they were able to learn all of the favorites. I had 2 Eureka Pills left. Nice. So now I can be even more greedy and learn some of these spells. So let's see what spells they have right now. They have Vitality Chant, which recovers 200,000 chi. Heavenly Panacea and Spirit Shield. So as I said before, I just want a spell to increase that attacks visible enemies, just because that's something that I can use to keep aggression. And then I'll just want to increase my spell power by a little bit. So this will increase my spell cheat, reduce my spell cheat cost. And then these all will increase my spell power, so I think I'll need to restart my game just to be able to see what they do. So I'm going to restart my game and then learn those extra manuals. And then I'm pretty much gonna show you guys what my pillar looks like eventually. And I was deliberately like not showing you guys how strong the pillar is now because I just wanted to be like a nice little shock value. So let's see. Press for spell power again. Let's see if I can actually get some information on these manuals. 77%, 83%, that's not really much. Hey, this is increased it by 1000%, so I would want something like this. But this costs 10 million, geez. And then this is 12 million for, 12 million for 4,500. So this is less than triple and it adds more than triple the spell power. So I think I'll just end with this manual since it's really close to how much inspiration I have. And then as you can see, this guy has a spell power bonus of 20,000. And they have an artifact power bonus of 36,000 and an artifact mass chi bonus of 432, which is really good. And now their spell power bonus is 29,000, so I got like 10,000 just from that. And then besides that, this guy needs to have 2 more artifacts, so I think I will move forward with actually stealing the Elixirs from Mount Shu, because you can get like Dragon Elixirs and Torch Elixirs from Mount Shu if you do some stealing. So I'm going to show you guys how I do that. And it's actually pretty hard to steal from Mount Shu, so I need to increase my cultivator's movement speed. Yeah, this guy definitely won't get by with only 15% movement speed, so I'll need to equip the spiritual traveling talisman. And then I'll need to create an agility talisman for them. I've actually never tried to steal from a big sect with a demigod though, so I don't know. So there's, let's see. So now they're at 41 movement speed, and then I wonder if there's anything that I could learn on them to increase their movement speed. Do they even have inspiration, honestly? Okay, they do. Nice, they can learn spirit travel. Okay, let's have this guy eat these Eureka Pills. The last of the Eureka Pills. Okay, so now they're at 100 movement speed, which is the max. So this is like the situation that I would want to be in. So I'm going to enter Mount Shu. And then wait for something to load. So let me just go in here. So these are the elixirs that I want to steal from Mount Shu, because with these elixirs I can increase the amount of artifacts that my cultivator can control, and I need to do that for my tiger because they're missing 2 artifact slots. And every game you could pretty much steal these 3 elixirs from Mount Shu. So, but however, it's pretty limited because you only have these 3. So you kind of want to be really careful about who you give these elixirs to, because you can't do this for every cultivator. You can't make every cultivator have 6 artifacts until a later game, unless you like start to dominate Mount Shu or something like that, or you just find a different way to craft these elixirs and farm them. So I'll just be stealing these and just putting my full investment into my pillar. However, because I went and entered a map, my game automatically saved for me. So I'm going to create a save scum, of course. So as you can see, I have the save scum. I'm going to rename this to, what is this, day 147, learned pillar, and then still not sure. So then that just lets me know that I learned everything on my pillar, and then this is like right before I steal from Mount Shu. So I'm pretty much just gonna let this game run because it's kind of hard to steal from Mount Shu because there's so many disciples around. So I just need to wait until some of these guys leave, and then hopefully, because my cultivator is a demigod, I'll be able to pick up 2 items. But let me also look at the mental state of these elders that are around me. He has a base mental state of 0, so he'll be leaving soon. 0, 0. Okay, so none of these guys have really high mental state, so I should be good to steal these items once these guys clear out. So I'm pretty much just gonna wait. Also ran out of water. So I have the white eye on me, even though there are a lot of elders around me. But I mean, my movement speed is 100, so there won't be that much opportunity that these elders will have to actually catch my disciple once I do steal. So like, I'm just thinking about when do I want to get this, because it's been a really long time since I've stole, since I've pretty much been playing on this game for like 2 or 3 months. Let's see. Let's see. Just waiting for these guys to leave. Okay, it's looking very promising. Okay, I do want to try to steal 2 at once too, so I only need 2 because my guy's only missing 2 artifact slots. And if I had that other manual, then I would only need 1. But I think this demigod can pull it off because they're a demigod, and it's just a difference. So once you have the items in your inventory, you pretty much just want to just rush to the exit, because this is just one of those locations where you can't avoid the elders and you can't like cheese your way out of it. All you can really do is just try your best and rush out and have a cultivator with like high state and high movement speed. So we'll just see how to see, like, a blink of an eye. That's the beauty of having 100 move speed. And then once you start to exit the site, right, your disciple will start to fly. So you want to make sure that you cancel the flight and to just choose like a shorter location just to make sure they're always like running. So okay, that was pretty simple. I was able to get those items on the first try. Now I can leave my sect and then continue to work on my pillar. So let's just see what my pillar looks like. So now that I believe that I have all of the materials for everything that I'll need for my formation in terms of like the talismans and the materials and the artifacts that I'll need, I'm just going to unequip everything and then just do like a talisman reset just to reduce my mind clutter, and then set up my disciples. And then once I have my disciples set up, I'll end this run and then show you guys how I collect my formations and how I use them. And then I'm going to fight the dragon, of course. This is the main goal of the game, while also pretty much just trying to show you guys a lot of the basics. Because, you know, fighting a boss should be like one of the goals. And if you can fight the dragon, then you can fight all the other bosses. So I have all of these secret talismans. Actually, let me make a save file first, because I did successfully steal those, and if something weird happened, then I would have to steal those items again, which would be annoying. So I was gonna do like got Elixirs. And then that shouldn't be day 145. Got Elixirs, that should be 147. I'm just renaming my save file right now. Almost done. Okay, so now that I have the Elixirs, there is a rare case where the dog might eat the Elixirs, so you definitely want to ban them as quick as you can. Then let me also check that these guys have proper items equipped. Okay, now let's start to craft some talismans. I do have one dark armor talisman, so I just need to create 7 more dark armor talismans for my guys. So obviously I'm going to have my talisman crafter craft these dark armor talismans. Ooh, multiple draw. So I want to create a sharp sword talisman, and then I also want to kind of see how the sacred sword talisman does, because the sacred sword talisman increases the base match chi, but it also increases the artifact match chi. So I just want to kind of compare and contrast them. The spirit sword talisman is a definitely something that you definitely need for your pillar. And then I also want to create those dark armor talismans. So where are they? So with the 7, 8, 9, 10 sacred talismans, and apparently I have enough. I mean, I only have 9, so I don't even know how that's gonna create, but let's just see what happens. This guy is ready to think. Can't ignore this guy. I'll do pants. But let's also... No, I think they're fine. Then of course I have these talismans being created. Oh, what talisman did he create? He created the... Okay, so I had the tier 6 talisman selected instead of the tier 9 talisman, so that makes a lot of sense. So let's try that again. It's nice to be rich in talismans. So I'm just gonna do it manually where I do a multiple draw, and I'm just gonna do one at a time. So let's do, I know I have 9, so let's do 7 Dark Armor Talismans right now. And he's gonna make these. Then let's just watch it populate. So now I have 8 Dark Armor Talismans, and then let's go to Sacred Talismans. And I have 2 more, so I'll just craft the Spirit Sword Talisman and the Sharp Sword Talisman. Where's the Sharp Sword one? And then I do have one other talisman that's a Feng Shui relic, or 2 more that are Feng Shui relics, so they don't pop up as talismans, because when you refine items they have a chance to become a real relic. So I'm going to make the Sacred Sword Talisman with this. So now let's pretty much look at what my pillar stats would be with the Sacred Sword versus the Sharp Sword one. So let's see. For the Sacred Sword Talisman, okay. Why can't you equip this item? Oh, you're full of talismans. Let's give you a reset too. So right now they're at 11,000 artifact power with just this item. So let's do Sacred Sword, Sharp Sword, and then Spirit Sword, and then Dark Armor Talisman for this guy. And then for the rest of my guys, they will be equipping a Dark Armor Talisman on their own. And then they'll also be equipping the Water Armor Talisman because the dragon does water damage. And they'll also be equipping the Heaven Armor Talisman because that's going to increase their protect. And then let's see, what's this guy's Pathology chant? Okay, 300,000. So now that this guy has these 3 talismans, they have the Sharp Sword Talisman and the Sacred Sword Talisman. So let's just unequip them both and just see what type of bonus I get. So my chi recovery bonus is going up. So it went, my multiplier went from 3 to 7, so that's really big. So with the Sharp Sword Talisman, it goes up to 42,000, and then with the Sacred Sword Talisman, my max chi goes to 2,000, but then it goes up to 44,000 bonus. So, but with both of them combined, I get to 50,000. So it's really just about if that max chi is worth it. So right now my chi capacity is 500, and my chi recovery is 2,000. And with this, my chi, let's see, I will have to re-equip my artifact to see the changes. So let's take off this artifact right here and then re-equip it. I believe this was the artifact, wasn't it? Yeah, I believe it was Blade. Yeah. So I'm going to re-equip this artifact and see what my ratio looks like. So it's now like a 1 to 2 ratio, which I mean I don't really like that, but let me stop teasing you guys and pretty much just see what my artifact power should really look like with these marble swords of Tau. So let's unequip these ones right here and then just go to artifacts and then go to tier and then go to earth artifacts, and I only want to equip the ones that have 100 quality. This one has 99 quality, which is more than enough. And then this one has 188 damage, 124 damage. That's not what I want. This is 90% quality. Okay, 151. I'm spoiled, guys. I'm sorry. Like 119 is kind of low for what I've gotten. Whatever. It's not bad. I'm sorry. It's really not bad. So I have 4 of these artifacts equipped. Now my guy's at 380,000 artifact battle power. And their chi capacity is 62,000. So every time I run out of chi, I'm going to lose 62,000 chi. But they're regenerating. And the artifacts will get back up in less than a second. And that's with the sharp sword and the sacred sword talisman. However, if I remove the sacred sword talisman, then my artifact power goes down to, let's see. Let's unequip something and then re-equip it. 367,000. So yeah. And then this ratio is my chi capacity went to 53,000, right? And my chi recovery went to 7,000. Let me just double check that. Stop doing extra things. Okay, so now it's 316, so I just had to untoggle everything. Yeah, I don't know, the ratio isn't that bad, but I do have to choose between either the sharp sword or the spirit sword. So this is 316 and then 1456. And then this one right here would be, let's see. Come on. $332 and then 62,000 and then 70. Yeah, that ratio is too. It's horrible actually. So yeah, you definitely just want to not use the sacred sword talisman because that increase in max chi is deadly. So now that that's settled, I'll also equip these elixirs. Let's turn this off of Earth. So that Paladin Order quest was a quest sent out by Mount Shu, which you can do to like just find this evil cultivator, right? And then once you find this evil cultivator, you can choose a spirit and it'll give you that soul inquiry manual. So this would be the point in which you would get soul inquiry manual naturally if you didn't unlock it, luckily, like I did. But I'm pretty much just going to ignore it because I already have soul inquiry. And then I'm just going to equip these other artifacts. Let's go back to artifact and then go to earth element. Then let's see if I have any more anguish soul gems. I only have 6, so I really can't do much with those. I couldn't even make a new tier 12 artifact. And right now, because these are marble artifacts, it would just be better to have them versus dragon. But as you can see, my disciple has 435,000 artifact battle power and 2,900 damage. I mean 2,000 and 300,000 chi recovery from vitality chant, which I can trigger pretty often. But besides that, let me try to see what it looks like with all of the other artifacts that I have. Since those ones were definitely made with 100% quality when I had that disciple. So let's see. I'll click none and then go to artifact. Oh, some of these are not 100% quality either. Interesting. But they just have more artifact power than the other ones. Like, I remember one of them having like 200. Let's just see what I can get at most. This says 200, then this says 211. And let me go to Earth. Let's see how much power these guys have. It says 213 and then 188. I think there's just like one more that I need to equip. Yeah. So with my set that's neutral element, I'll have an artifact power of 514,000. However, earth element artifacts will do extra damage to the dragon, and I would be doing efficiently more damage. So this guy pretty much can like honestly solo the dragon, and I don't even need a formation at this point. But I'm gonna unequip these and, you know, stop oogling over these numbers, and then, you know, pretty much show you guys how I prepare my formation in the next video, and then also show you guys how I use the formation to fight. So let me just re-equip these artifacts, just the earth elemental ones. Five, six. Is this one that I selected to equip? Oh, did I already select 6? Oh, I had one equipped already. Okay, so now that all of those are equipped, we're pretty much good. Then let's just check out our stats. So these guys, they have no artifact anything because they don't have artifacts, which is necessary. And they all have like around 6 barrier power, which is really good. And then my pillar has 8 barrier power. And they don't even have the secret code as a Tai equipped. So let's see if I can find that item. I would assume that it's on this guy. Okay, I'll just search it up. Oh, that's a manual. Oh, it's right here. So now this guy has even more artifact power, and then right now they have a turtle contract which increases their protect. So their protect is at 10.79 and I was at 10.57. However, if you get a wolf contract, then it's going to increase their artifact power. So I'm pretty sure one of my disciples has a wolf contract, and I'm looking at him right now. This turtle. So let's remove this contract and put it on my main guy to increase their artifact power even more. So right now it's 42%, now it's at 43%. And then you can also get the Wolf Demon Fang, which is somewhere around here. Oh, I had it filtered by different elements, so that's why I didn't find it, the contract. So I'll put the Wolf Demon Fang now, which increases it by 2,000 more. So now, you know, we're getting to some pretty nice numbers. So again, it's just kind of weird, but yeah, you have to just unequip everything. And then re-equip it. So now there are 442 artifact battle power. And then besides that, I do have my sun pills, and I only have a little bit of anguish soul gems, so I'm just gonna refine as many sun pills as I can, and then feed that to my pillar, and then feed the rest of my guys like 10 to 11 sun pills each, just because I care less about them, if I'm being honest. And the sun pill is tier 8, so let's do 4. But I mean, I could alternatively just farm more anguish gems too. But you know, I'm ready to go. Yeah, let's sort by tier. So this is tier 11, and then this one is tier 11 too. I don't have any more Specter refinement, so I'll have to use Tower refinement. Pretty sure this guy has it. Yep. So let's do one tile refinement and another one. Then I believe I have some more tile, so I can do one more sun pill tier 12. Because this guy is not even a earth cultivator either, so they do have reduced chi, because like he has 1.1 million, and then like this guy also has 1.0 million, but this guy's golden core score is like way higher. It's 295 compared to this guy who has 194k golden core score. But the distance becomes reduced the more that you get a higher golden core score. So anyways, I'm just going to move forward and have this guy eat these 3 sun pills to increase their total mass chi by well over 2000%. So now they're at 1.5 million mass chi, and then I'll just move forward with having all of my disciples eat like 10 to 11 sun pills, just because I have so many. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I guess this guy could have sun pills. I don't know. That's 8 guys. So that was that 88 sun pills, I guess. And then just have them all eat like 11. I don't even know why I chose 11, but it just sounded like a good number. So yeah, all of my disciples ate 11 sun pills, and sun pills also recover 200,000 mass chi. So how many do I have left over? I still have 42 left over. Jeez. So now this guy's at 1.52, and I can see their sun pill resistance is only still at 57%. So these guys is 1.3. Let's see. What's their medicine resistance at? Yeah, this is 86%, so I must have chosen more for these guys. So let's have this tiger actually eat some more sun pills, because I think I missed it on him. So let's have him eat like 10 more. I don't know. I don't even care. I have infinite sun pills right now. And I can just keep crafting more if I need to. Okay, so now this guy's at 97% resistance. So let's look at my team. Mao 5, 1.1 million chi, 1.3 million chi, and then 1.1 million chi, 730,000. These are the earlier guys. 656,000 chi, and then this guy is at 683,000 chi. So I could increase this by like making some more disciples, like a generation 3, and then my pillar has 1.6 million chi, so this is pretty much just more than enough. So yeah, that's pretty much how I set up my pillar. Everything I do before I start to fight the dragon in terms of like my talismans, but for the most part, for your auxiliaries, they don't need the water armor and the heaven armor talisman. They really just need the dark armor talisman. I just had SS because I waited so long, so that's pretty much where I'm at. And then this tiger right here has the sharp sword talisman, and we did look at those numbers and saw that the sacred sword talisman wasn't as good as the sharp sword talisman for this case, because it just reduces your defensive powers, and then just dark armor talisman. So I only needed to create 9 tier 12 talismans, which is pretty nice. But yeah, besides that, I hope you learned a lot, and I hope this helps you out for when you start to work on your pillar and your auxiliaries. And in the next video, I will pretty much show you guys how to set up the formation, and I'll show you guys how to fight the dragon basically, or how to use the formation to fight the dragon. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something.